Good morning, people. Hey, can you see the scarecrow thing? What is it? 10 men? Alright. A little bit. Okay, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. Authorities say they're working to determine a motive behind the deadly school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday. Calling it a senseless act of violence, Nashville Mayor John Cooper reiterated his push for stricter gun control laws, including a ban on assault-style weapons.
Of course, but that's not going to solve crap.
Where the tide will roll back in and we'll get back to a more common sense view.
They'll just find another weapon. We can all agree on that. We can all agree they'll just find another weapon.
Guns, two of which were used in
we need those guns.
Incident.
6 people,
for our own corrupt
including
government
3
comes at
children,
us
were
with
killed when
flying
the shooter
drones and
opened
things,
fire at the Covenant School. Authorities say a search of the suspect's home turned up more firearms.
Grow some stones, do what has to be done.
People are dead
Death
after
penalty
a
to all
fire
people that
broke
do
out
killings.
at an immigration detention facility in northern Mexico
Not
last
life
night.
in prison.
NPR's Joel Rose reports
Unless
the
there's
Mexican
mental health
Attorney
issues
General's
and they were off their
office
meds, in
has
which case you
launched
can
an
give them in life in
investigation into
prison.
the
Otherwise,
incident.
The fire broke out at an immigration detention center in Ciudad
Death penalty
Juarez,
for
just
killers,
across the border from El Paso,
not just
Texas.
taking care of their whole life in prison, not released in
Mexican
6
President
years.
Andres Manuel
We can
Lopez
take them
Obrador
off the
said
streets,
migrants
do
were
what
mainly
needs to be
from Central
done,
America
and they'll think
Venezuela.
twice before they
The
actually
cause
go
of the
do
fire
that
is
because they
still
won't
under
get a free ride.
investigation, though Lopez Obrador
They
said
won't get
the
the bills
migrants
paid.
who were protesting their possible
They won't
deportation
get food on
started
their
the fire.
plate.
Tensions between migrants and authorities in
You can be a
Juarez have been
productive
mounting
member
in
of
recent
society.
weeks since the U.S. announced tougher restrictions at the border. The city's shelters are full of people who are waiting for a chance to cross into the U.S.
If you
Joel
harm
Rose,
others,
NPR News.
you get harmed.
Israel's largest trade union is calling off a nationwide strike after
bring
Prime
in
Minister
caning.
Benjamin
Yeah, let's cane
Netanyahu
'em.
postponed
Yeah,
a
they'll think
vote
twice.
to overhaul the country's Supreme Court. NPR's Daniel Estrin reports protest leaders are considering their next steps after 3 months of demonstrations against the government's plan.
Netanyahu's coalition wanted the power to
Nice
select some
caning
Supreme
might
Court
solve it.
justices,
Public
a
caning.
move protesters say threatens democracy. The Biden administration lobbied against the initiative in many phone calls to Israeli officials, according to a person familiar with the conversations. Netanyahu suspended the legislation for 1 month to try to reach a consensus, and a nationwide labor strike was called off. The airport is back to normal, and universities are back in session. But last night, far-right activists harassed Palestinians in the streets and harassed Israeli protesters against the judicial overhaul. Police used water cannons to clear away those protesters. Protest leaders say they are now debating their next steps. Daniel Estrin, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
Stocks are trading mixed on Wall Street at this hour. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 32 points. The Nasdaq Composite trading lower, down 88. The S&P down 9 points. You're listening to NPR News in Washington. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is calling for nuclear scientists to increase the production of weapons-grade materials that can be used to make bombs for his missiles. His request comes amid heightened tensions in the region as military exercises involving the U.S. and South Korea increase. Authorities in Taiwan have caught a baboon that's been on the run, but the animal died of gunshot wounds shortly after its capture.
Well, then that
NPR's
wasn't
Emily Fang
caught.
reports
That
on
was
the
killed.
escape that's transfixed Taiwan
Tell the
for
truth.
2 weeks.
They
Authorities
killed the
managed to
baboon.
capture the baboon with a tranquilizer
It's not a
gun in
capture.
the net in the city of Taoyuan this
Come
week.
on.
But in a dramatic twist,
Tranquilizer
the
in a
animal
net.
succumbed to gunshot injuries authorities said it sustained while on the lam for the last 2 weeks. A local hunter later came forward saying he shot the animal after it rushed him in a house before being subdued by authorities.
Okay, there's
The
the full
baboon's
story.
journey across the urban jungle of Taipei had been so
Not
closely
bad.
followed that local media created a map where readers could follow the mammal's latest whereabouts. Emily Fang, NPR News, Taipei.
Officials in New Delhi say India needs better resources to deal with extreme heat. The Center for Policy Research analyzed more than 3 dozen regional and federal heat action plans, but found that the proposals are not updated on a regular basis and don't have the proper budgets to implement them. According to a recent report, more than 25,000 Indians have died due
Give
to
them some
excessive
shovels,
heat in
dig
the
some
last 30
massive holes
years.
so they can be underground
This
where
is
it's cool.
NPR News.
Oh,
News is a public
some
service.
stuff.
That's why NPR never puts a paywall in
Amazon.
front of our journal.
Skip.
In NASA news, local students will have an opportunity to hear from NASA astronauts and learn more about Artemis lunar exploration in an event hosted at 11 a.m. EDT Thursday, March 30th at the Martin Luther King Library in Washington. High school students from traditionally underrepresented and underserved communities will have a path to pursue careers in STEM with help from NASA. The agency announced Monday it has selected 7 historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, and 1 predominantly black institution, PBI, to receive more than $3 million in funding to strengthen. NASA and Boeing will host a media teleconference at 2 p.m. EDT Wednesday, March 29th to provide an update on the Crew Flight Test, CFT, of the CST-100 Starliner spacecraft to the International Space Station. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson announced Monday he is taking additional steps forward to advance diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, DEIA, at the agency. Nelson named Steve Shee to serve in a new position as the agency's first diversity ambassador and selected Elaine Hall as the next associate administrator for the Office of Diversity and Catherine Lueders, associate administrator of NASA's Space Operations Mission Directorate, announced Monday she will retire from the agency at the end of April. Lueders' current deputy and astronaut Ken Bowersox will become the new head of space operations, effective Monday, May 1st. In weather. Right now in Seattle, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has mostly sunny weather, with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. From NASA, local students will have an opportunity to hear from NASA astronauts and learn more about Artemis lunar exploration in an event hosted at 11 a.m. EDT Thursday, March 30th at the Martin Luther King Library in Washington.
What's going on with the lighting? That's crazy.
High school students from traditionally underrepresented and underserved communities.
Off. We're good. Thanks. Amazon, tell us a joke. We could use a joke today. What you got?
Why did Mozart rush to the bathroom? To conduct his next movement.
Oh, that's a good one. Mozart rushed to the bathroom to conduct his next movement. All right. Have a great day.